everyone. I am Tara, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel, Spirit Mother Teachings of Going Within. Today, I'm going to talk about what is the difference between religion and reincarnation. Okay. Like I said before, I choose these topics because a lot of it has to do with kind of my everyday life, what I experience on different levels or what have you. And there's been a lot of controversy between religions and who's right and who's wrong, whose religion is the real one, and what have you. And it's like, well, okay. In all honesty, God was neither of one religion or the other. Okay. And some may not like me saying that, and that's totally okay, because well, I didn't really come here to be liked, because the way I look at it is a true loving God does not condone killing. And a lot of different aspects of religion says that they're killing for God, because of God, in the name of God. No. You're killing because of something of selfish, greedy, ignorant ways. And if you don't like that, well, I can't help that. That's entirely up to yourself. But what I am saying is that we get put in systems that give us limited belief systems. Okay? And we're told we got to believe this way or we got to believe that way, because if we don't, well, then we don't fit in with the rest. And it's like, wait a minute. And a lot of people, because they don't have the same belief systems, or they don't think the same way, or what have you, some people in different aspects of religion will get thrown out. They'll get disowned from their own family members because they're not believing the same. What does it like? Because you believe that way, that's up to yourself. You have no right to tell somebody like that you can't believe this way, or you can't think this way, or you can't feel this way. You may throw them out of your family and disown them, but that's not of God. You can tell yourself and lead yourself to believe that that's of God, but it's not of the true loving God. Somebody just said, what do you know about God? Well, I know more than what you think, because I've experienced both sides. Oh, yes. Somebody just said, you've been to hell. Oh, yes. And do you want to know? When you see an extremely burnt person with an extremely scary dog, like I'm talking scary, coming up against it, when you go within, you see what you're seeing is you're seeing aspects of your own darkness in that aspect. And people don't want to believe that they don't have any darkness, that they're all that. But we're all learning. We're all going through this process. Some are going through it and learning faster than others. But we're not here to tell somebody that you're not allowed to believe this way or that way. If you choose to disown somebody in your family because they don't think the same way as you, or they don't feel the same way as you, I have to say, what's wrong with you? Seriously. What is wrong with that way of thinking? It's It's your choice if you want to put somebody out, if you want to disown them, or if you want to follow a narrative because you want to fit in somewheres. So you'll do what the head person says. Did you know a lot of people that are in the head, a lot of people have done things that they wouldn't normally do because it's like a mass hypnosis? So that's just like kind of giving an outline of what I'm going to talk about. And like I said, read the description, and then you might get a better understanding of what my videos are about. Because enlightenment isn't just about all light and love and like, oh, you're not very loving. Well, if you're putting truth out there and you're trying to help someone come out of the darkness, release their traumas so that they no longer have to, so that they're no longer in a system of limited beliefs, thinking that, oh, well, you have to keep remembering this. Well, you keep remembering it. Well, guess what? They're making money off you. They're keeping you in a vicious circle. You're being kept in a vicious circle. So it's not giving you you're not obtaining the ability to heal. So what I'm going to do, like I always do before I get into it, I'm going to read from my trusty little cards. Okay. Okay, I have two going right now. Success is that old ABC: ability, breaks, and courage. So breaks as in like kind of stepping back from the narrative, taking a break from it and kind of seeing it for yourself, not what somebody else tells you what to see or wants you to see. It's stepping out of an illusion. So now we're going to get to that. Now I'm finding it really strange because like before I started this video, like I'm in front of a window and a lot of people are seeing this happening right before their eyes. Okay. Sitting here and I was looking out the window and the sky was completely clear. Like I'm talking clear blue with a couple little small clouds here and there. And now the sky is almost one big cloud. Okay. And like people say, well, that happens. Well, have you ever looked at the sky 1 second and then all at once it was like one big massive, like one big cloud showed up? Okay. So, like I said, take with this what you will. Some may like what I have to say, some may not. Some may understand what I'm saying, and some may not. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to kind of come to your own realizations of limited belief systems that we've been put in. And I've said it before, like these big, like when you're in a church and what have you, and they're taught to say that you're sinners. Okay. But the actual sin is the systems integrated into our society that leave us believing one way or another, opposed to using our own discernment, going within ourselves and seeing the truth for ourselves. Because they put everything out there, only they tell you it's fiction. Okay. Some people say that like crystals and energy healing and what have you, the aligning the chakras and what have you. Some will say, well, that's witchcraft. That's not real. Like that's the devil's work or what have you. No, it's not. I went from the depths of being so sick and felt like I had nothing to live for. So I tried taking my life a number of times, feeling and thinking that everybody would be better off without me. And I know that there are people out there that feel the same way. They feel like they got to go hide in a corner somewheres. Fuck that. Don't, excuse my French, but don't hide in a corner. Don't be afraid to say, like, well, that's your belief, but this is mine. This is how I experience it. This is what I've experienced. Somebody can't tell you how to experience something. You learn by your own experiences. People can say, like, okay, this is what could happen. Well, like I described it before. Well, you could go out, like it's wintertime where I'm at right now. You could go out and slip on the ice and break your leg. Is that going to keep you from going out? Or are you going to just like get over the broken leg and go back out? Because if you think, well, if I go out, I could slip on the ice again. Well, yeah, you could, and you could go out. And like I said, you could go out and somebody hands you $1,000. So if you're going to limit yourself into thinking because, okay, 1,000 people jumped out of a plane and one person died, are you going to not experience something because of an experience of one person? Because if you're going to live in that fear, then you're not going to experience anything. You're going to sit and you're just going to sit here like this, twiddling your thumbs. Whether it's like experience reading a book, experience skipping down the road, experience dancing, experience being spontaneous. Because a lot of stuff is put out there as fear. Because if you're not experiencing something, then you're more of a zombie and you are on autopilot. Come off autopilot. Go manual. Be in control of yourself. Not allowing somebody else to tell you. The 10 Commandments are actually, they're morals. That's what it is. It's morals. And the true laws are the universal laws of how we're in control of ourselves. And when we infringe on other people, then we're invading their space. What's happening a lot is like stuff is being withheld from us as humans to keep us under thumb, on autopilot. Here, we'll give you the stuff we say you need, not what you really need. So now I'm going to start off with religion and what I see of religion, because see, They like to play on words. Okay. And everyone says that we're in a game. Others say we're in a game. Okay. So if we're in a game and they're playing on words, it's kind of like almost Scrabble. So I'm going to play on words. Religion. Okay. Religion has a spiritual aspect to it to a certain degree. Okay. But religion also puts you in a limited belief system. If you're focused on do as I say. Because it's about living your life to the fullest and not infringing on somebody else and telling somebody else how they have to be or what they have to do. It's about a moral compass. What you put out, in actuality, the laws is what you put out, you receive back. And when you start going through your true awakening, and it's not all about like seeing all the corruption on the outside, because that just keeps you focused out there opposed to looking within yourself, because you're looking out there for the answers when you have the answers in here, in here, in here, because you feel it, you experience it. They say about the five senses. Well, they're actually, you've watched the movie Sixth Sense. We have many senses above and beyond the five, but we're only told that we have five. And that's a part of a limited belief. It's about asking the questions, because I know with a lot of you, things don't make sense, but you kind of go with a narrative because it's like, no, I got to follow suit because I don't want to stand out, because if I stand out, then it all comes on me. Well, if everybody had that way of thinking, then we'd accomplish nothing. So we're going to start with religion. And this is my feelings. This is what I see, what I am being shown. And it's religion. Realizing grievous illusions en masse. Okay, and then next to it up here on the board, some of you, like in Facebook, you can't see it, but I posted it to my page. We have Christmas. Okay, we say about Jesus, Yeshua, what have you. His name was Yeshua. Being born at Christmas. Okay. How many of you knew that when Yeshua was born, because of who he was said to be, a lot of children were killed? How many of you knew that? Look into it. I actually told people about a movie. Oh, crap. That I watched. And yes. No, I don't believe everything I see, because things on a screen is manipulated into thinking one thing or another. But I'm using my own feelings, my own discernment. If it's going to make me cry, shoot. The greatest story ever told, an all-star cast in this biblical epic. Okay. Do I believe everything in the Bible? No, because I know that there's truth to it, but there's also manipulation to it. So And with Christmas, it was like a mass murder of the children. Well, as children, we come in with our consciousness. We don't have those full-blown limited beliefs. They're put on to us by our parents' beliefs or the systems. It's like, oh, you can only walk this way. You can't be different. You got to believe the narrative. Okay? So to me, religion is actually realizing the grievous illusions en masse of how broad range it is. Okay? And grievous. Oh, right here. Okay. Meaning of grievous. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Oh, where did I put it? G-R-I, grieves. Sorry, I'm just that's it, totally. How ironic. De que tudo é essa? Okay, there we go. Oh, it wants to mess with me. It's like, okay. Groups. Okay, search. Maybe I should have had this up, but oh well. You know, we go suffer grief. Did any of you get that? Realizing grieves, illusion. Realizing suffer grief. You suffer grief, illusion en masse. How many of you are suffering because of an illusion? Because of stuff that has been twisted. See, I would love to see the real documentation, the real writings before it got manipulated by man in that sense. Because we all believe that God wrote the Bible, but it was people writing a Bible, writing something like a book by something they experienced or they perceived to have experienced. And if someone is in charge of that and they don't want that truth aspect getting out there, then they manipulate it to produce an agenda that works for them. Hence, systems. It's like we say about different say about viruses, okay, that gives you the flu or this or that, right? But the biggest virus is what's put out there and what we absorb through the mind. That's the real virus. And we become sick because we start believing. And when you start believing and it produces fear, then your body system goes in all different directions because it doesn't know which way to go anymore. So your immune system, your ability to fight off flus or what have you. I believe that flus come from the immune system being low. But see, there's so much stuff out there that we're not being told as to how we can strengthen our immune system, strengthen our entire body structure system. This is what I use. Well, let's see. People say it's demonic. Well, it's of the earth. And you're taking a pill that's synthetic, that has a bunch of different chemicals in it, and you're putting it in your body. And then you're taking another one because of the side effects of it. I do a lot of meditating. And as I said, I can be anywhere. And if I feel I need to just like meditate, it's when you learn how to meditate, it becomes easier and easier and easier. So then you are able to meditate on the go. That's the part of mastering it. I'm still working on things. It's about being able to master it so that you can actually expand yourself, or take something that seems to be of a negative aspect and you can kind of flip it. Because once again, it's how you perceive things. It's like you're experiencing something. It's like when you were before you experienced that, how were you feeling? What were you thinking? Because the power within you, we can, whether we want to believe it or not, it's like we can produce our own nightmares. And when we produce our own nightmares, it's because we've believed something that wasn't ours in some aspects of that. And that's part of the illusion. It's like, it's not our war to fight, but we're being put in the middle of it. It's not your land to have, because the Creator never gave anybody the land. Not as individuals, because the land was for everyone to share. But it's like greedy. Some kids, and we teach them. It's like you got a whole handful. And someone just is in need of one. No, it's mine. No. Go get your own. Well, maybe that person doesn't have the means to get their own. And it's about sharing your knowledge, your wisdom. Share your teachings. It's not about it's not about expecting a reward for it, because the reward in itself should be that you helped someone, and all you can do is hope that they will help somebody else. Yeah. So to me, religion, it's a grievous illusion. It keeps you suffering. And God does not ask for money. God does not want jewels and gold. God wants to see everyone in abundance, not certain individuals. So it created Christmas, which was a Christ mass, a mass of Christ, a mass murder of Christ consciousness, because they were after that one consciousness. And it's like they're still after it. It's like as long as can keep people sleeping and in autopilot, then we don't evolve. It's like, don't be afraid to evolve. Don't be afraid to see the truth, because you ever hear the saying, the truth will set you free? Okay. So now we're going to go on to reincarnation. What does reincarnation mean to me? Regaining inner consciousness. Do you ever wonder, like, how you knew something, but you never learned it anywhere? You never heard it, you never seen it, but you knew. That's the part of reincarnation, because you've experienced it. And some don't believe that, and that's okay. And then to me, like, I didn't put it there, but like, it's also you're reinventing yourself. And then rebirth is going from limited beliefs and rebirthing yourself to the true wisdom, the true healing, the true teachings. Because different books, it keeps you bouncing, and it's, you got here and you got here and you got here and you got here. If we can keep you scrambled, then you're not going to know. You got to go here and here and here and here and here. So people end up getting tired. It's like, ugh. It's not about going here, there, and everywhere else, because that just keeps you, like I said, it keeps you scrambled. It keeps you focused on something else, opposed to the truth within yourself. So it is, it's like, finding the remembrance, seeing what's causing you to be bickering and fighting, and saying, hey, no more. So then I have the tree of life, because the tree of life signifies the connection between heaven and earth. So you have the roots in the ground, and you have the top to the sky. Trees grow upward. They go to the sky, the heavens and earth connected. Okay. So to me, like when I last year, and I said it last year, like what I've realized for me with the tree, it's learning that the true teachings is the connection between heaven and earth. The tree represents the earth, and the lights represent the universe which is the heaven within you. You are the universe. That's why we feel expansions. We feel protruding. It's like things light up within you. The chakras, okay? They say about 7 chakras, but there's actually like 12 or more, because it's up above and below, because it's that connection. Right here. Like I said, I didn't come here to be liked. I came here to help everyone heal, grow, and evolve. And I was in my own limited beliefs, and I couldn't understand like why I had these beliefs, because I didn't grow up in any form of religion. But it's like maybe I was bringing that forth from a past life. Oh, crap. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I'm just seeing that my phone is crap. Yeah, my phone is crap, but it's not at the same time. I don't go buy thousands of dollars of a phone. Is what I don't do. Because, well, it's all changing so fast. And do you know this, that you're not like you can't have an old phone anymore, because we don't make that stuff no more. You got to upgrade. Well, I'll upgrade myself. They say who it is, and that's free. For the most part, they say tutoy. Well, so like I said, the tree of life is the connection between heaven and earth, and the Christmas tree signifies to me that it is the heaven and the earth coming together in a unity. Because a lot of us were afraid of the unknown, and we're being told that, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, when it's actually not. Because in all honesty, there's a lot of us here from out there that come in as a consciousness. to help expand consciousness, to bring things forth that have been suppressed and pushed down. The deceased are now being given a voice, being able to speak. See, we say, I hear people saying about like crystals and tarot readings and like the energy healing and what have you. They're saying, oh, that's new age. No, it's not. That's not the new age. Because that was around a long time before any religious text. Because it is about healing. It's not about fighting and war and destruction. It's personally, I have a hard time with religion and I have a hard time with the church. Because of things I experienced. I had one church that opened the door for me. And did an exorcism. And then just told, like, just keep saying, name of Jesus Christ, I rebuke you. Okay? But they didn't explain what was really happening. And I wasn't understanding. I do now. And that was in 99. I had a lot of crazy stuff happen. And I know I'm not the only one. Only I'm more open to bringing it forward and saying, like, I really don't care what you think of me. Or if you think I'm crazy or out to lunch or delusional or psychotic or anything like that. Because obviously the doctors don't, because they released me and said I'm unexplained. And the first one in 99 said, I can't give you a medical diagnosis and I know nothing about the spiritual stuff. So it's like, okay. So they seen something that they could not explain. And they didn't try to explain it away with a medical term. I didn't go to school to learn this languages. I didn't look in a book. I didn't learn it off of YouTube or any kind of channel. Somebody just said, are you chosen? We're all chosen. It's when we decide to step in and accept it. Because you got people saying, oh, we're the chosen ones. We're the chosen ones. Everyone is chosen. No one person is more privileged over the other to go to make it to heaven. Because it's within you. It's letting go of a limited belief that tells you, oh, well, you're not worthy. You got to go through us to get there. No. You don't go through a different system. You get there through yourself. You get there through the spirit of yourself. By going within and connecting with spirit itself. People saying, oh, well, people throwing shade on this religion or that religion or this religion or that religion or what have you. Piss off. By doing that, you're no better than the other. If you don't understand my language, well, I can't make you understand. I can't make you understand it. All I can do is ask you to not try to understand it in the sense of knowing the words, but feeling. And if it feels angry or intense or what have you, that's the part of the loving part that's saying, like, I really want to shake you. But no matter how much you try to shake someone, they're not going to realize it until it's their time, until they're ready. It may not be this lifetime, but everyone does eventually come to the understanding. Sometimes it's by a traumatic experience, and other times it's just like one word and you're like, woohoo! Like, wow! Holy snapping butt turds! They say today. It's like, what the heck? Like, why was I believing that? Why was I holding myself from experiencing something that could be exhilarating, could help me evolve? Challenging yourself into like going beyond and coming out of a box. And the way to doing that is taking back your power by bringing yourself back to the oneness, the masculine, feminine. And right now we live in a world where there's so much masculine energy that people are thinking, oh, we need war. We need war. No, you don't need war. You just need your fucking ego pumped. Common man believe that they're led to believe that you like we believe that we need guns because right now you feel like you got to protect yourself. But see, there's only fighting because we allow it. We continue with it in the mindset that we need it. Fighting is not going to help you evolve. It's just going to keep you in a vicious circle, pointing fingers at one another, no matter your race, color, gender, culture, your appearance. God doesn't want people manipulating their body because they feel that they're one gender or the other. It's about being who you are and realizing that it's okay to have masculine traits. It's okay to have feminine traits. It's not about one or the other, dominating one over the other. Because you say about men and women make babies. Well, it's what it is masculine and feminine make love. And you can have gay couples or what have you, or someone feeling that they're a man or a woman in the in the wrong body. But it's not about going out and trying to find the word. Mutilating your body. Because I know of someone who's younger. He wanted to cut his penis off, but it wasn't because he felt one way or another. Sometimes our life experiences make us feel like we don't want to be that gender anymore because this is what happens. So we want to change our appearance because we think if we change our appearance, then that changes everything. But it doesn't. Not in that sense. Because you're still left with something missing. Because you're not connecting with both aspects of yourself in the masculine and feminine. Because you get men that they just despise women because they had an experience, a bad experience with a woman, or vice versa. The woman had a bad experience with the man. But was it actually that? Was it from this lifetime? Are we wearing the scars of others? Are we listening to what others say? I know there's this one woman, she goes on YouTube, and she did a video about, oh, well, we're missing the masculine. Are we missing the masculine? Because I see pumped egos going out and fighting and suppressing the feminine side. Meanwhile, you know, these people in power, some of them are men and manipulated to be a woman, or vice versa, because they feel that one power is over the other. So you have to get that gender. But it's got nothing to do with how you look on the outside. Be proud of what you look like on the outside. Because you were put here in this time to look like this. So that you could experience what the other person or other gender or masculine, feminine go through. So it's not about picking one side over the other. It's because, like, you were a man, you were a woman, whether people want to believe that or not. And I've said before, every man has breasts. Every woman has breasts. Men's are smaller. Every man, like men have penises. Well, a woman has a penis, only call it a clitoris. It didn't grow. And then a woman has a vagina. Okay, but they say men don't have a vagina. Well, that's only because the skin of the testicles have grown over. And women's ovaries are inside. They didn't drop. Do you ever notice when a dog is born or what have you, their testicles take a bit of time to drop? It's like people throw shade on a hermaphrodite. Well, it's like a hermaphrodite are born with both parts. But see, we'll throw shade on someone like that because they're different. Well, you're not normal. Well, you're ignorant. Because if you want to throw shade on someone's difference of appearance or difference of way of thinking or what have you, then why should anybody have any concern for, like, you when you want concern or when you want to be heard? Why are you any better than the other person? Because you're not. Same as I'm no better than anyone else. And people say, oh, well, you can't have equal. Why can't you? That's a limited belief. You were like, when you say, well, you can't have equal, it's a limited belief. Because you're told by a system that, oh, one's got to dominate over the other. Or it's got to be my way, or it's not right. I know like people are saying about their kids in school right now. They're doing math problems and the parents don't even know how to do it because it's nowhere close to what they were doing. And it to a parent, it's like they're looking at the math and they're saying, whoa, like this is a really long way to do it. Because it's the part of the memory. What's put in front of you, what's drilled to you, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way. But then when that way no longer works, they'll say, well, no, okay, we're going to switch it up because people are catching on. I don't have my glasses on, so right now I'm not reading comments. I hate wearing glasses. They really irritate me. And I just heard somebody say about contacts. I've tried wearing contacts and they even irritate me. If you're asking a question, it's about you. I'm going to say you already have the answer. That's the thing. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying that this is how I see it, what I've been shown, what I've experienced myself, and everybody has experienced things differently. Everybody has seen things differently because they're not all seeing it from the same eye in that aspect. But then you have a system that tells you, no, this is what you've seen. This is what you've seen. We're going to tell you this is what you've seen. And that's the part of putting you in a box or putting blinders, smoke screens, illusions. It's like, move it aside. Wipe that illusion. Wipe that smoke off of you. I asked for help from Spirit. And Spirit showed me through myself and through messages that come from others, which was a form of Spirit saying, hey, this is how. When you have a system that's telling you that it's like, do this, but when you do that, it's not helping you, it's actually causing you harm or more distress. Then that's the illusion. What's the harm in picking up a crystal? What's the harm of just sitting with yourself and just being with yourself and feeling your own energies, feeling your own spirit of the oneness? Because the system is not going to help you, because that part of the system, if you look at it, it's causing so much anxiety, so much stress, so much fear because of an illusion. We're going to show you truth, but we're going to tell you it's fiction. And we're going to show you fiction, and we're going to tell you it's the truth. The truth is your experience. How you, when you're experiencing it, and it's through your body. Like I said, it's not out here. It's within you. And I don't preach the Bible. because I've seen so much pain. I had a pastor when I was asking for spiritual guidance. I was told go to the psychiatric unit. When I went up to a religious congregation, had these booklets outside of a bank, and I went up to have a look. I was talking to the people, and I looked, and I seen this one book, Awake. So I was interested in that book. I was speaking and what have you, and they were asking me, what language are you speaking? And it's like God's language, and some said it sounded like Portuguese, Italian, just different languages. And I feel energy intensely. And I could feel a dark energy coming towards me. And this man comes up. What language are you speaking? I told him God's language. Well, God don't speak that language anymore. God's got the Bible. Okay, we'll agree to disagree. And then they asked, well, what's God's name? And I said, like, God's been many names, many different names. No, God has one name, and he said the name. I said, well, okay, we'll agree to disagree. It's like, no, one name. I have a name. He said, and it's Michael. I said, well, nice to meet you, Michael. I'm Tara. And then he went on to say that in his religion, 4 million people or what have you were the ones that were going to heaven. We're going to the paradise. We're the chosen ones. Like, okay, really? And then because I wouldn't say that I believed in the same name of God that he believed in, or that his religious congregation believed in, he didn't want to talk to me no more. It's like, whoa. Each to their own, but that's not of God. And anyone that says it is, shake your head. Because like I said, God don't care what religion you are. And no one religion is chosen over the other, no matter how much you think it is. That's where you have been manipulated and programmed into thinking that there was only one belief, and that one belief was the only one that was right. And I look at all the different religions, and I see aspects of certain one of the different stuff. And I know there's one religions where they don't eat ham, they don't eat pig. And I had an experience where the experience I went through all I could smell was what smelled like pig cooking. It's like burning flesh. So I understand that. Because I haven't eaten it ever since. And they say that pig is the closest to man. So it's not that I don't see because everyone experienced things differently, and it's all pertaining to what you're told you need to believe. I feel people on such an intense level, and that's why I don't go anywhere or do much. Because I know that there are people that don't like me, don't like what I have to say. And that's okay. But it's not about throwing shade on somebody else's belief system. It's about understanding where it came from. Don't fight for them anymore. Don't put yourself on the front lines while they're sitting in their castles, wearing their gold diamonds and their $10,000 suits, or going and having all these big fancy balls while the people are starving, and they're saying, "Oh, well, we're having a fundraiser." Really? Are you? Or is a fundraiser for yourself so that you can dress yourself in these fancy clothes, go on these fancy vacations? Meanwhile, the people you say you're doing it for are fucking starving, homeless, dying, sick, fighting with one another because of a system that wants to sit on a throne in that aspect. I want to be glorified. The true God does not want you to bow. Does not want you to be giving your money away to organizations that say, "Oh, well, we're going to give to people." Meanwhile, you're still looking and the people are still poor and starving and homeless. Like I said, you see more poor people giving. It's like, you want to give money to someone, you want to help someone, go give it directly to the people, not to an organization that says that they're going to do this or they're going to do that. And those are the same people that are sitting with fucking gold and jewels on their head with these big fancy mansions and exotic cars and expensive jewelry and clothes, and going out to these fancy dinners and saying, "Oh, well, we're doing it for your best interest." Really? How is that a best interest? But then we keep going back and we think, "Oh, well, they're doing it for us." No, they're doing it for themselves. Because if they were doing it for you, then they wouldn't be wearing gold crowns and saying, "You got to go through us to get to heaven." Because do you ever notice, like, and I've noticed that whenever I've gone to church, I've heard a lot about the darker side of it, about the fighting and the killing, and this person did this, or this religion did that, and this and that and this and that. It's like, fuck off. You're both doing it. Said it. Everything was created for everyone to share, not for someone to say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. There's enough for everyone to go around without people fucking hoarding. I know at the beginning in 2020, when it was said of the virus or what have you, people were going out and hoarding freaking toilet paper to wipe their ass. When I was growing up, if we ran out of toilet paper, we used fucking newspaper. Others have used leaves. So going out and buying everything up and saying, oh, well, I got all this. Yeah, well, how much did you leave for somebody else that needs it? I have bought in bulk. But then it's realizing that no, others need it. But then do you notice when you buy in bulk, especially like you don't even use it. A lot of it just sits in your cupboard. It's like the hunter-gatherers. Do you think people want to be starving? Do you think everybody wants to be, like, every person wants to be homeless? No. The only reason why they feel homeless is because they don't want no part of this freaking greed. And then they'll go and they'll steal because sometimes that's their way of survival. And some will say, well, go work. Well, some of those people are working. Did you know that your veterans, they're ones out too that are homeless? Did you notice that your veterans don't really get a lot to survive? You think, oh, they have these big fancy pensions and stuff like that. No, they have little pensions, and then like they'll have pensions, and then after they hit a certain age, well, they lose that pension. Well, why would you be, if you have earned that money, you pay into something, but then you only get a limited amount of it back? Is that not stealing? It's like, I know that, like, they put it out there of what you're entitled to, but they don't tell anyone about it. Because if you told the people about it, what they were entitled to, then these systems would have nothing. See, the cat is coming out of the bag. And then I had somebody tell me, curiosity killed the cat. It's like, yep, okay. They say curiosity killed the cat. Well, you know what? Curiosity actually helped the cat to free itself, because instead of staying in one spot, it looked for the way out. Because there is a way. And that way is within you. Somebody can tell you the way until they're blue in the face. They can scream at you. They can try dragging you there. They can't make you go through the door. They can't make you see it. Only you can do that. And it's about moving the illusion and finding the truth from within. And sometimes going and doing research helps spark it, and it's not about believing everything that you read or hear or anything like that. And I'm telling you, I don't go and read a lot. I read some things and it's like don't make sense, and then all of a sudden it's like the epiphany of what is true comes before me. It's your intuition, your instincts, your clairvoyance, the telepath aspect of you, psychic, the medium, the channeling. But other systems will tell you, oh, that's demonic, but it's not. It's actually the enlightenment. Because then you find out that you have the power yourself within you. And you don't have to look to a system for your answers. And when you're divided, then it keeps you from being able to really talk with one another to see, like, oh, wait a minute, I see what you're saying. Or sometimes you're saying the same thing, only wording it differently. Or you just can't hear each other because you're too busy hollering at one another of who's right and who's wrong. You want the answers. Then when the answers are put in front of you, you deny them. It's like someone gives you the cheat notes. Somebody gives you the way, shows you the way. It's aspects of yourself. Because you're trying to wake yourself up. So when you're thinking that you're going to push someone into a confined space, and thinking that they're not going to come out, like I've used the analogy of a raccoon, because they say the meek will inherit the earth. Well, a raccoon was meek, would run when someone come around. But once you threatened its child, its food source, its livelihood, its home, what does it do? It attacks. Yes, it attacks. And it will rip you to shreds, just like any animal. And people are backed in a corner. You're coming out, saying, hey, people are saying that a broken system. It's not a broken system, because it was a system that never worked to begin with. We were just made to believe or led to believe. And now, because we're seeing things for what it is, we're being told, oh, the system's broken. If it appears to be broken, it's because they did it to control you. But see, the thing is, The system is broken because people are seeing through the illusion. They're seeing through the smoke screen. But like I said, something can't be broken if it never worked in the first place. So, like I said, I bring forth stuff like that I feel. Everyone feels differently. Everyone looks at things and sees things differently and experiences it differently. But like I said, when you move that illusion, then you start seeing things for what it really is. So I'm going to leave it at that. And there's one more thing because I just looked down. Okay, because they said that when Yeshua was born, you refer how you wish. When he was born, gifts were brought. Do you remember that myrrh and frankincense? Do you know that myrrh and frankincense is a form of incense, however, like I forget, like incense. Okay, it was incense. They brought incense, and incense is a healing. It's a calming. So you think that this stuff is new age? No. This stuff goes back even before Yeshua. Because like I said, it's been saying that it's been around since the beginning. Because you were born from spirit. So I'm going to close off reading from my cards. I open with them and I close with them. It says, it is still best to be honest and truthful, to make the most of what we have, to be happy with simple pleasures, and to be cheerful and happy when things go wrong. Thing that seems bad, but we have things that seem bad. It's usually it's trying to show us something, and it's trying to bring people closer together because it's can be used as a form of a shock, a waking up. And that's why I said the part of sometimes something bad has to happen in order to break the illusion. So I'm going to leave you there. And with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing, ready to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be true to yourself. Be true to others. Be who you are, not who somebody says that you are or you have to be. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Move forward in your truth. And know that you are more powerful and you have more strength than you can even comprehend sometimes. Move the illusion so that you may find yourself within your spirit of the oneness. I love you all and wishing you all a great week filled with many blessings. Okay. Oh, crap. Oops. Okay. See you that day.